G'day, it's Mark. Welcome. Today we're putting the livery on the BRZ with help from a good mate of mine, Stan from Stanos Designs. So if that's of interest to you, stick around and I'll see you after the intro. Unfortunately, due to some lost footage where Stan introduces himself and gives us a rundown on what we're doing and how we're going to do it, I'm going to have to do it. So basically what we're using is a design sent to a vinyl cutter. Vinyl cutter cuts out the pieces as required, and we use the layered vinyl method where each layer is put on in turn to build the final image. We also, Stan shows some good techniques for installation, using water as a barrier between the panel and the sticker while you position it, things of that nature. And all of these are just as valid for a bumper sticker as they are for stickers of this size. And we'll pick up the action a little bit advanced where we're doing the top layer or the top two layers. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. First step is give the car a really good wash. Now don't use anything that has waxes or greases in it. Even though we're going to use a wax and grease remover, we don't want to add anything that we only going to have to take off later. So look, normal dish soap is more than sufficient. Just make sure you get rid of all the dirt, grime and lumpy bits, because once they're under the sticker, they'll be staying there. Now this noisy little contraption is the actual vinyl cutter. The design comes from the computer, it's sent to this machine and it cuts it out as required. So what are you doing there, Big Stan?
I'm just trimming the edges up.
So what part of the, oh that's the eyes and the tongue, is it?
Yes, this is the eyes and the tongue. I'm going to put them on a separate layer.
So what's that there, like a clear contact or
this
something?
Is the transfer paper.
Alright.
You transfer one image onto the other.
Alright, because all those are individual. Just zoom in on one there. Well, they're all little individual. Oh, so that keeps the spacing and everything?
Yes.
Yeah, right, okay.
Make sure you get no air bubbles.
So what's that, the top of the table, glass, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What if the punters at home don't have glass? Just
You can use Bunnings table, the plastic ones, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can cut on anything that you don't mind damaging, I guess. What we're going to do now is just make sure there's no air bubbles. Get some pressure onto it. Peel off the backing very slowly.
Oh, look at that. Huh.
Now this is where you get tricky.
Okay, so what's that, wax paper, is it?
Piece of wax paper over 3/4 of the image. It just allows you to align the image right where you need it to. You peel back the image, remove the wax paper.
Oh wow. And that's the
eyes done. And you'll do the same thing with the tongue. Leave the contact over it, and then put a whole sheet of transfer over it, and that'll be removed at the very end.
Alright. Alright, well you crack on with that and I'll go finish washing the car.
image.
Okay, so you've left the, oh yeah, from the tongue and the eyes, you've left that on there?
Yep, left that on there so it holds the position really well.
Yep,
we don't want them to move at all.
Right.
And we're just going to line this up as best as we can, just by eye, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Now that's the same sort of paper that you used in the small roll, yeah?
Yeah, similar. It's from a different company, that's why it's not clear.
Oh, okay. But its purpose is the same?
Purpose is the same.
Righto.
It's just a low to medium tack transfer tape that allows you to transfer vinyl decals from one thing to another.
Your pitch of your voice went up a fraction there, Cobb. Is that a...
Yeah, we nearly had a problem.
Nearly had a disaster?
But it actually worked out well.
What do you got there, mate? Is that a spatula?
So here we got a squeegee.
Okay, hang on. Whoop, hold him up to the camera for me there, Cobb. I can't see. Where are you?
Here we got a squeegee.
Oh, yeah? Silicon, is it?
Yeah, silicon squeegee, just with a piece of fabric, just so it doesn't damage the image.
All right. Where would you get one of those from?
Any local art supply store will have it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, would you use them for a normal bumper sticker type arrangement, or?
Yeah, you can use it if you want to spend the money, or even just a normal credit card will do the job for a normal bumper sticker.
Yeah, righto.
But this is a purpose tool for the job. So what we're doing is make sure we're working the air out in one direction, not pushing it back into the image.
Yep.
We don't want any air bubbles. So you can just work the way out.
So that's effectively the top two layers of the finished image, yeah?
Yes, yes. This is the top layers.
And we're actually going to put the other layers on the car.
Yeah, because we've got a multicoloured image, we just do all the detail images like this.
Yep.
And all the background colours will be straight on the car.
Alright, well that should be cool. I'm sort of glad we didn't go the bigger one now, Stan. That looks probably big enough, I'm thinking. Might have been a bit too much if we went bigger.
Yeah.
So what size roll was that again?
So this is a 600 millimetre roll width.
Yep.
And on my transfer tape I've got 80 metres. So I've got a lot of meterage there.
But you can actually buy the vinyl in by the metre, yeah?
You can order it in your millimetre widths. That's 150 mils.
Yeah.
Or all the way up to 600. You can go all the way up to 1200.
Okay. That's more the professional end, probably.
Yes, to get your rolls like that, you'll have to go to a graphic supplier.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we just trim off the excess. Pack that away for later on.
Try the B-roll of masking tape you can never find the end of.
Yeah. Trim some more excess off here. And that is how you apply the transfer tape.
Alrighty, okay. So what layer is that one there?
So this will be the first layer we will start with. That's the red.
Yep, so that's on the car,
yep.
The first onto the bonnet.
That's
okay,
straight onto the bonnet.
Yep.
And then on top of that, there's going to be a yellow one. Now that's slightly smaller than the first one, so it's going to leave that nice yellow outline.
Oh, yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah, so outline, yellow outline or red outline?
Red outline.
Yep.
And then with the white, it'll be the same as the yellow. It'll leave a yellow outline all the way around because that's slightly smaller.
Okay.
And that'll be all your highlights for your image.
Oh, for the muzzle of the dog and...
So when we come through and we layer the final image on top, we'll have two outlines.
Yep. A red, a yellow outline and the...
And yellow motorsport.
And the white for the muzzle and teeth and...
Yeah, that'll all
and
stay
the
white.
eyes.
So
yep.
that'll be like that, and yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll go and see if the car's dry, and
we'll start doing it.
Sounds like a plan. All right. See you soon. And here are all the layers laid out, with the red being the bottom, followed by the yellow, followed by the white, followed by the top one. All right. So what's the first step there, Stan? I've washed the car.
Now we're just making sure there's no dry soap residue left behind.
Okay. So what are you using for that? Is there like a wax and grease remover, or?
No, I'm just using a little bit of alcohol on a cotton shirt, a cotton rag.
Okay, so what, isopropyl alcohol is it, or?
Yep, yep. You can water if you've only got a watered down version, it'll be fine as well.
Yeah, what do they call that? Rubbing alcohol. Yep. Okay.
With a little crocodile on the front. Alright, so what we've got here is a solution. You're just going to have 1 or 2 drops of dishwashing liquid with water. We're going to. That just provides a layer of protection when we can still move it around.
So you can put the actual sticker on the panel and it won't actually stick straight up. Is that the plan?
Yeah, and then we just squeegee all that water out at the end.
Oh, okay.
It sticks.
So are you like drowning that, or just a light spray?
Just a light spray. You don't need to go too much.
Okay.
The more you put on, the more you've got to get out.
Okay. Now, does that affect the ability of the sticker to stay stuck in the long term, or?
No, the glue is actually a waterproof substance.
Oh, so it just puts like a boundary layer between the glue and the panel.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Spray the car to make sure it comes off nice and easy.
Just realised we've got a Yamaha in the back shot, mate, not one of the Harleys. So what were we thinking?
You've got to start somewhere on your journey on 2 wheels.
That's it, and it is a journey. It's a fun journey too.
Alright, just make sure you get all your edges.
Oh, sorry about the camera movement there, people.
Alright, make sure it's nice and even layer.
Yep. I'm just going to try and zoom in there, buddy, with my manual. That wind's not helping you, is it?
No, it's not.
The lighting's better out here though than in the shed, so. Look at that just comes straight up again.
It's the beauty of the water. Don't be scared of it. Now you can only do this with high quality vinyl. If you use your cheap eBay stuff,
yeah,
it's not waterproof polymer vinyl like this.
Oh, so the actual vinyl is porous?
No, it's not porous. It's a waterproof polymer vinyl.
No, the cheap stuff.
Yeah, the cheap stuff. Yes, it's a mono. I don't know what exactly the terminology, but they use a much cheaper grade of vinyl.
Okay.
Paper. It's basically a paper.
Oh. And I suppose the expensive ones you got there have some UV protection as well?
Yeah, these have got up to 10 years UV
really?
protection on them.
Yeah, okay.
So they're made to be outdoors constantly. Alright, now we just got to make sure we get all your bubbles out. Same process as before. You're always pushing outwards, not into the centre of the image.
Yeah, right. Just hang on a sec, mate. I've got a bit of a focusing issue here, but see what's going on.
And at this stage is the last chance you get to do your positioning. If you want to make any more adjustments, you've got to do it now.
Okay. I'm just having a few camera issues, but you carry on. I think I might have accidentally hit the focusing ring. And done it again. I think that's coming out really quickly.
Yep. Well, you've got to think I'm putting a fair bit of pressure on, pushing outwards.
So that's where that high quality silicon squeegee's coming into play.
And at this stage you can use one of these rollers. We got this from a art supplier as well.
Okay, just could oh yeah, I'll just zoom in a bit. Oh yeah, okay.
So that's just to help push out any air bubbles. So you can put nice even pressure across the sticker.
Are those expensive, those tools, Stan? Or?
No, these are all relatively inexpensive. $10 to $15.
Okay.
At your local art supplier.
You're not going to wear them out either, are you? Once you've got them, you've got them.
And that, my friends, is the first layer done.
Unreal. See, if that was me, there'd be tantrums being thrown right about now, and there'd be bits of sticker flying around. And
as you can see, I've done this a few times before.
Once or twice. All right. Well, we might take a short break while you get the next layer. Right, a bit of a time lapse of us just putting on the other layers. It's exactly the same procedure as the bottom layer, so we don't really need to bore you to death with that. And after that, we'll put the top layer on that we made inside. So what are you up to there, Stan?
Oh, I'm just using the heat gun to make sure all the layers are nice and dry and nice and flat. Just makes the
You have to be reasonably careful, I'm assuming, with a heat gun and vinyl?
Yeah, stay a little bit away from it, about 15 centimetres away. Low to medium heat, not too much heat in there. You don't want to melt the vinyl.
No, that would be bad.
It actually will shrink the vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Because of the polymers.
So once that is done, it's time for the
top layer.
Top layer with the transfer paper. Okay, so we're not using water on this one, Cobb?
No, we've got some wax paper. That'll provide some protection.
The wind would go away, which is kind of not. Probably should have cleaned out the shed. Oh well. You need a hand or?
Yeah, I think I'm going to need a hand. You want to pause that while I grab my squeegee?
Oh, I suppose.
Oh, let's get a bit more heat into it. Squeegee all the air out of it if there's any air bubbles. Now when the transfer paper's on there, you can be pretty rough with it. But when that's off, you've got to be gentle.
Is this the moment of truth, is it, or?
Here we go. Just like that, Black Dog Motorsports comes alive.
Wow.
Now you can see I'm pulling quite low. You want to keep that.
So you're basically pulling it back and not up.
Yeah, because you'll lift the decal, so you want to take the transfer paper off the top of the decal itself.
Now these are the original ones we put on it.
Yeah, these are the original ones we put on right at the start, guys. That's the final details. Just make sure you be gentle with the reds. And that's why.
It lifted it.
They start to lift. So if they ever start to lift, what I do is I approach it from the opposite angle.
Oh, okay, so just come from a different direction. Nice. See, that's going to be fun, that one, isn't it?
And just when you're removing the final detail ones, you can make sure you don't take anything off.
You got one there coming up.
So you can actually see that was my fault. I was lifting it, not pulling it off. As you can see now, it's coming off very nicely.
Oh, there you go. So how do we go for air bubbles and stuff?
Right, you will see a few little air bubbles now.
Yep, but
that will settle down. What that actually mainly is actually the water sitting underneath the red layer still.
Oh, okay.
So once the water evaporates from under it, a lot of those bubbles will come out by themselves. But again, if we wanted to speed that process up, heat gun. Help if it was plugged in, but
yeah, it's a rumour I heard.
Who unplugged that then?
Would I do that to you, Stan? Seriously?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh! Feelings, hey? Well, there it is. I hope you enjoyed that. I found it quite illuminating. I hadn't seen that method before. Big thanks to Stan and his family for putting up with me on a Saturday. If you would like to get hold of Stan, Stan's based in Sydney. I will have his contact details in the description. I personally can't recommend him enough, but obviously shop around would be my advice. You may also notice there's some NAS or Newcastle Automotive Services stickers on the car. They were put on by the sponsor themselves, by Tony Brown Signs of Newcastle. Tony is also very good at his job. So thanks for that. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if the black dog is chasing you, go and see your GP or make the call. You don't have to feel this way. So yeah, look, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now.